Bienvenidos amigos y familiares a la ceremonia de graduación de Oaks, que celebra los logros de la promoción de 2026.
Sejam bem-vindos, amigos e familiares, à cerimônia de formatura de Oaks, celebrando as conquistas da turma de 2026!
نرحب بالأصدقاء والعائلات في مراسم احتفال أوكس للتخرج حيث نفتخر بإنجازات دفعة 2026.
Oaks. Bienvenidas, queridas comunidades y familia de Oaks College. Good morning, families, friends, graduates, Oaks faculty, staff, and fellows, beloved community. My name is Marcia Ochoa, and as the provost of Oaks College, it is my honor to welcome you to the 53rd Oaks College commencement ceremony at the University of California, Santa Cruz. This is possibly our last commencement ceremony in the college, and mine as provost, as changes has been proposed for the future. I would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Yupi tribe of the Awaswas Nation. Today, these lands are represented by the Amamutsun tribal band, who are the descendants of the Awaswas and Mutsun nations, whose ancestors were taken to Misión Santa Cruz and Misión San Juan Bautista during Spanish colonization of the Central Coast. Today, the Amamutsun are working hard to fulfill their obligation to the Creator to care for and steward Mother Earth and all living things through relearning efforts and through the Amamutsun Land Trust. Oaks College students learn about colonization and the attempts to exterminate indigenous people on this continent in their first-year course. We encourage our students to understand colonization as the foundation of racism and therefore to understand decolonization and anti-racism as connected work. I want to acknowledge that we are living through a difficult period in the history of the United States and in the world. Every day, people and communities are bombed, families are separated, workers are persecuted, people who are different are scapegoated. We live with these staggering realities every day, even as they are impossible to live with. We're living in a historical moment where our actions define who we want to be and who we are in the world. We must all be disturbed by the terrible loss of life and misuse of power, and we must all find a way to express our responses to that historical juncture. At UC Santa Cruz, we have a proud history of championing free speech. As an academic institution, we encourage and depend on the robust exchange of ideas. And we strive to create an environment where every student feels welcome, respected, and cared for. We also have a proud history of leading the way with our vision for social justice, especially here at Oaks College. The first commencement at UC Santa Cruz in 1969 was disrupted by an anti-war protest. I ask us here to honor the work our students are doing, both in the classroom and in their organizing, even if at times it disrupts business as usual. Today, I ask us all to embrace the purpose of these commencement exercises, that is, to celebrate the achievements of the students who are graduating today and the support they've received from their families, friends, and mentors. We do this, as generations have done before us, in the midst of turmoil and unacceptable death. For my graduating class of 1992, it was the exoneration of 4 LAPD officers in the brutal beating of Rodney King. And it was the ongoing deaths of hundreds of thousands of people in my community from the global pandemic of that time, AIDS. During my time in college, we protested for divestment from the apartheid state of South Africa. And many of us did not imagine then that it could happen in our lifetime, but then it did. What got us through those times, What got us through those times was finding ways to sustain our energies and celebrate each other as we continued the struggle for justice. This is what I wish for you, Oaks Class of 2026, sustainable and joyful struggle toward justice. Let us proceed then in the spirit of unity, solidarity, and respect. Thank you all for joining us for this momentous occasion, the commencement of the Oaks College Class of 2026. Every year for Oaks Commencement, we select student speakers to present to their peers. This year, for the class of 2026, we are pleased to introduce our commencement student speaker, Giselle Castillo Delgado. Giselle is a first-generation college student graduating with honors from the University of California, Santa Cruz, with a BS in Human Biology and a BA in Latin American and Latino Studies. Inspired by her family's experiences as immigrant farm workers, she has dedicated her time at UCSC to advancing health equity and social justice. Throughout her undergraduate career, Giselle conducted public health research focused on the health and environmental challenges facing farm worker communities in neighboring towns across California's Central Coast. Her work has centered on improving access to health information and resources for underserved population. Following graduation, Giselle will continue her commitment to improving community health through neurodevelopmental research in partnership with the UC Davis Mind Institute and Johns Hopkins University. She plans to pursue a career in medicine where she hopes to combine research, advocacy, and patient care to serve historically underserved communities. Please join me in welcoming your 2026 Oaks College Commencement speaker, Giselle Castillo.
Good morning, Oaks. Good morning, everyone, and welcome families to the class of 2026 Oaks graduation. My name is Giselle Castillo Delgado, and today I have the privilege of graduating from the Department of Latin American and Latino Studies and Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology. It is truly an honor to stand with you all here today. But before beginning this speech, I want to take a moment to acknowledge what is happening in our country regarding deportation, war, and the way it continues to impact our communities and country. Today, we gather not only in celebration, but in resistance, unity, and community, because now more than ever, we need to support and stand with one another. It is truly so beautiful to see so many families, friends, professors, grandparents, mentors, and loved ones here today supporting their students and celebrating such a huge accomplishment. This moment does not only belong to us graduates, but all of you, our loved ones who have been with us every step of the way, believing in us, encouraging us, and sacrificing so much so that we could reach this moment. Many of you may not know who I am, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a first-generation college student, proudly Mexican-American, and the daughter of immigrant parents who left their country in search of something greater. Growing up as a child, I learned that in my household, love was not always expressed through words, but through sacrifice. For many of us, hearing I love you from our parents was rare, and we were taught tough love, but we learned to recognize it in their actions, in their work, and in everything they give up for us. Their sacrifices gave us the opportunity and the possibility of a better future, which is something we should never take for granted. Throughout my time at Oaks, I learned that education is about so much more than earning a degree. Oaks taught me how to see people, not just for who they are or where they come from, but what they value, what they stand up for, and the challenges that they've had to navigate to get to where they are now. As a first-generation student, there were moments where I questioned whether I truly belonged in spaces like this one, moments where I felt overwhelmed, exhausted, and unsure if I was good enough. And now I know I'm not the only one who has felt that way. Because behind every graduate sitting here, there is a story of sacrifice, of resilience, of pushing forward even when things felt impossible. Some of us balanced work and school, some of us supported our families while trying to support ourselves, and some of us faced struggles that nobody else saw. But yet here we are today. This is what makes this moment so powerful. Oaks and UC Santa Cruz have created a space where our stories were not something to hide, but something to embrace. A place that reminded us that our identities, cultures, and experiences are a source of strength. And through that, I began to truly understand what it means to communicate diversity for a just society. It means speaking your truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means listening to experiences different from your own. And it means recognizing that justice begins when people feel seen, heard, and valued. Especially now, during a time when immigrant communities, marginalized communities, and human rights are being challenged so openly, these lessons matter now more than ever. As a child, I remember my parents always telling me, study, mija, and continue your education to obtain a better career than ours. And for a long time, I used those words to push forward. I thought that the purpose of my education was to escape the structure of life and in search for something better. But now as a 22-year-old graduate, I look back and I understand those words completely differently. When I hear that phrase now, I ask myself, how could I not want to be like you? Two strong, hardworking people who sacrifice everything to build a better future for their family. That's exactly the kind of role model I want to be. Because the truth is that for most of our parents and grandparents, they came to this country in search for the American dream, but for many immigrant parents, that dream was never for themselves, it was for us. Growing up, I'd also hear phrases like ponte las pilas or échale ganas, which in English translates to put on your batteries or put more effort into it or just give it your all. And now that I've reached UNC status, I can say it to you all, so I hope that these words stay with you. Whether you begin working in education, decide to enter careers in healthcare, education, research, or are still trying to figure out what comes next, the spirit, resilience, and determination that our families and communities taught us will follow us wherever we go. So today, we are not only celebrating degrees, we are celebrating generations of sacrifice, perseverance, and resilience. We are celebrating families who crossed borders, worked long hours, and carried dreams that became opportunities for us. We are celebrating every student who questioned whether they belonged here and kept going anyways. And as we move forward in life, I hope we carry what Oaks has taught us, to speak up, to advocate for others, to challenge systems that were not built to serve everyone, and to continue creating spaces where people feel seen, respected, and valued. Because a just society does not happen on its own, and it's not built overnight. It's built through community, empathy, courage, and our willingness to stand up for one another. So be a part of the change, stand out, and if at times you feel stuck in a room where you don't belong, I think that's right where you need to be, because that makes you different, and it allows you to grow and to bring in new perspectives. I want to thank Oaks and UCSC for being such an important part of my journey and for giving me support, resources, community, and the sense of belonging during moments when I needed it the most. And most importantly, I want to thank my mom, my dad, my family, my friends, and everyone who has helped me reach this moment. Everything I do is rooted in your sacrifices, your love, and your belief in me. You are my motivation and the reason I continue to strive to be a worthy representation for our communities. So to end this speech, I would just like to say, long live immigrant communities, because they are the people who continue to shape, strengthen, and uplift this country every single day. And congratulations to the class of 2026. We did it. Off to the next chapter.
Thank you, Giselle. That was beautiful. This year's Oaks College commencement speaker returns to Oaks College after making her mark here in 1992. Juana Alicia Araiza graduated with her BA in art from Merrill College at UCSC in 1979. She's an internationally recognized figure of the Chicano arts movement and a leader in Chicana feminist art. You have seen her work prominently in the Mission District of San Francisco and on the Women's Building in that city. She's been the recipient of a Fulbright Fellowship, a Wind Call residency, a Presida Eyes Master Muralist Award, Woman of Fire Award, among other recognitions, and her sculptural and painted public commissions can be seen in Nicaragua, Mexico, Pennsylvania, and in many parts of California, including San Francisco International Airport. In 2021, she was awarded a Eureka Fellowship, and in 2022, the California Arts Council Legacy Award. Juana Alicia is also the lead artist for the titular work of our very own mural room conference space on the second floor of the Oaks Academic Building, La Promesa de Loma Prieta, que no se repita la historia. This mural, which, how many of y'all have seen this mural? Good number, good. Which she painted with her students at Oaks College, reminds us that we're part of a long line of people who have made beauty out of devastation. It was painted in 1992 as Santa Cruz was recovering from the Loma Prieta earthquake and the nation was being rocked by the Rodney King verdict and the LA uprising. Please join me in welcoming Juana Alicia back to UC Santa Cruz and to Oaks College.
Thank you. I need a phone book too. Okay, thank you. I'd like to open my, can you help me? I'd like to open my laptop. Thank you. Bienvenidos a todas y todos los soñadores. Welcome to all the dreamers, the first-generation college students, familias, friends, those of us who have come from the urban barrios, from the working sectors of California, and all of our borderlands. Many thanks to Provost Marcia Ochoa for her gracious invitation to participate in this significant moment, the turning point that makes your transition and transformation from student to actor in this society. It is a great honor to be here, as I have a deep attraction to the Central Coast and UC Santa Cruz. The most fundamental education I received here was rooted in the United Farm Workers Movement and Union, of which I was a member, a worker, and an organizer in the early 1970s, during the lettuce strikes and grape boycotts and marches on Sacramento for human rights for all. After my first child was born, I participated in the Migrant Teacher Corps program that enabled me to work in a classroom, go to Hartnell Junior College at night, and transfer to UC Santa Cruz, taking the bus here. And I attended Merrill College. But the heart of the Chicanx community was found here at Oaks, where I participated in art exhibits and joined El Ballet Folclórico de los Mexicas. I also participated in the Latina feminist literary journal, Revista Mujeres, founded by the powerful professor and poet Elba Rosario Sanchez. There was a type of stimulating intellectual, political, and cultural effervescence that served as an awakening for me. After graduation, can't tell what's going on, so I'm just going to go ahead. I began painting murals with students through migrant education in Watsonville. As a recent graduate, I found myself looking for ways to implement my UCSC education and most usefully, to apply the theoretical and academic preparation to the real world of education, art, and culture. Through Migrant Ed, we painted many portable murals and a large permanent mural at Watsonville High School that was destroyed in the Loma Prieta earthquake of 1989. I moved to San Francisco in the early 1980s, and my first mural in the Mission District, Las Lechugueras, was about the life in the agricultural industry of California, a life so much of our gente have lived, suffering from the use of toxic pesticides, sped-up machines, field bosses, and the migra lurking in the background. I began to use transparencies to depict layers of reality, like the presence of the fetus under the spray of the chemicals. Between my graduation in 1979 and my return to Oaks years later as a visiting distinguished professor, teaching, painting, murals, and raising my young son occupied my time quite fully. From that point forward, I was and have been immersed in ongoing intersectional movements of feminism, Chicanismo, human rights, and international solidarity. I was able to express the dreams and desires I shared with many people across these movements by both teaching through art and art making itself, principally in the form of murals, illustration, and printmaking. These artistic projects have been both individual and collaborative, and they reflect the influences of the communities for which they were created, as well as the amazing partners I have worked with. Among them are the Maestra Peace Collective that was responsible for the murals on the San Francisco Women's Building, the students and workers at the Nicaraguan National Teachers Union, La Casa Anden, the Trust Your Struggle Collective, and my partner in both work and life for the last 42 years, Tirso González Araiza. In 1992, I received an invitation from Oaks College to create a new mural for your student lounge. I met with faculty, staff, service workers, and students at Oaks to understand what they wanted me to represent for this central gathering place on campus, and many themes emerged. The war in Iraq, the abuses of the surveillance state, the Rodney King uprisings in LA, student power, LGBTQ rights, and affirmative action. I chose to respond directly to the devastation of the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, framing the disaster not just as a physical tremor, but as an event that shook open the existing social and economic inequities in California's Central Coast and Bay Area. I worked with 4 student assistants who I grew very close to and to love and respect very much. Angel Alhambra, Victor Cervantes, who I believe is here today, Luz Cervantes, and Salvador Trigueño. The mural honors our indigenous roots at the 500th anniversary of Native resistance, with a portrait of a Taíno person holding the globe in their hands. Other personalities on the Olin, or movement bridge that spans the width of the mural, recall the names of the student dorms at Oaks. From left to right, Malcolm X, Betty Shabazz, Elie Wiesel, Dolores Huerta, Harvey Milk, the Taíno Earth Defender, Frida Kahlo, Jenny Lim, and Maxine Hong Kingston. Yeah. Adding to the lineage of women who have shaped literature, art, and activism are Elva R. Sanchez and Angela Y. Davis. While we were painting, cuts in funding for education were already forcing many UC BIPOC students to return to local community colleges. Here we see Angel Alhambra, my assistant, holding open the gates of the university for a wide world. A key component of the narrative features Watsonville cannery workers and agricultural strikers, specifically the Green Giant strikes. They are depicted carrying the Virgen de Guadalupe, weaving themes of indigenous spiritual protection into Chicana labor activism. And this foregrounded section pictures our community holding the borders open as the struggle for immigrant rights was poignant then as it is today. So these are my roots in this spectacular, magical, and tragically unequal community. I have come to speak about the role that the creative person, no matter what your area of study is, must play in challenging the world we encounter today. War, global environmental devastation, social insecurity, a surveillance state, patriarchy, and accelerated technological power present existential threats to our lives and to those of future generations. As Pope Leo said in his recent encyclical, Magnificat Humanitas, on safeguarding the human person in a time of artificial intelligence, we must disarm AI to Dijo el Papa, we must disarm AI to distance it from logistics that turn it into an instrument of domination, exclusion, and death. You are the generation that is charged with creating the ethical and physical limits to the carbon economies that are heating the planet, limits to plutocracy, limits to government violence. It is you that must defend academic freedom, freedom of speech, which my colleagues have brilliantly spoken to, immigrant rights, and voting rights. It is a huge responsibility to bring democratic, compassionate, and egalitarian practices into whatever field you work, since the forces of pushback against the humanitarian gains of the last century are formidable. To wit, I have come to share some of the strategies I have found to be empowering in doing this work as an artist. First, never confront a challenge alone. You have your familia, meet it with your tribe, your sacred circle, your community. As a muralist, I work in fellowship to connect, research, create, disseminate, educate, and empower others to replicate this process in new works of art. I have learned that community formation and solidarity is key to any project, and that it is most powerful to bond with a circle of allies to take on any issue. One of the best examples of this type of solidarity was the Maestra Peace mural project, designed and created by 7 women muralists, including myself, and assisted by over 100 women volunteers. A diverse group of women, at first strangers, became, through mural magic, a community, a lifelong family of sisters. We have now published a book on our process, Maestra Peace, San Francisco's monumental feminist mural. As Angela Davis says in the foreword to the book, Maestra Peace asks us to imagine revolutionary social transformation, gender justice, peace, racial and economic equality, an end to political repression as processes that require women's participation and leadership. Several other mural projects have been specifically anti-war, like the Te Oímos Guatemala mural on Balmy Alley. You can see the watercolor drawing for it here. And the Alto al Fuego, or ceasefire mural on Mission Street, both painted in opposition to US intervention in Centro America. Recently, I collaborated with San Francisco Poet Laureate now, Jenny Lim, on a mural entitled No en nuestro nombre, not in our name, on which we have placed which we have placed in several locations, opposing the ongoing genocide in Gaza, the West Bank, and Lebanon. Free Palestine, yes. And all of the Levant. I don't know if they're showing the video of us mounting it, but we put it up on the St. Columba Church on San Pablo Avenue in Oakland at the intersection of Adeline and San Pablo a few months ago, and also on Clarion Alley in San Francisco. But it is also our job not only to show the terror and the problems, but to create visions of hope, of possibility, of celebration. And I leave you with some of those as well. The forces of fascism are best dismantled with love, imagination, and solidarity. It's so beautiful to be here. 30 years after I created the Para las Rosas mural on the San Francisco Mime Troupe Theater Center, I returned to restore it with a group of my former students, colleagues, and partners. The mural is a celebration of revolutionary performance and resistance. Here's a little video of the restored mural. There were trees planted in front of it, unfortunately, after I had finished painting it, but you can see it well in this drone shot. And my most recent pieces are also celebrational. The Nopal de la Misión, which I am currently completing for the mission branch of the San Francisco Library, is a glowing, fused glass bas-relief window at the center of the main reading room, which will open in October. It will be inaugurated when the library opens this fall. And I leave you with my most recent piece, the final illustration in our graphic novel, El libro de los libros de la Ixtabay, the book of books of the Ixtabay. The author of the book, Tirso González Araiza, has recreated a Yucatec legend, making it contemporary and vibrant as an erotic horror story with a hopeful and regenerative ending. I share with you the closing frame in this little video, wherein the great Ceiba tree dissolves into a hologram of dust, raising blue clouds that spread softly over the jungle. Thousands upon thousands of tiny motes float through it, coating everything. As they move lightly through the air, they multiply into millions of morpho blue butterflies that tumble happily above the heads of the stunned campesinos who watch delightedly as the morphos disperse into the luminous realm of the Mayan jungle. I congratulate you today for your hard work in celebration as the future stewards of this amazing planet. Muchas gracias, Sheshe, Salamat.
Thank you, Juana Alicia. That was beautiful. Let's see. So I think, Danny, you're here, but we'll do it after? Okay. Yeah, you're up here. I'll do this part. Okay. I'm so delighted to be here with you today to celebrate the wonderful milestone of graduating from college. Graduates, I want you to take a moment right now to bask in the joy of this occasion. Take a deep breath. Look around you. Look back at your people. Look around you at your friends. Okay? Feel the sun trying to poke through the fog and the grass right now. Enjoy that we're not getting direct sunlight. Imagine the faces of the people who have helped you get to this point, whether they're here today or not. All of the people, your ancestors, your teachers, your community that helped you get here. Your family, your favorite instructor, that advisor or TA that helped you figure out how to stay on track, your study group that kept encouraging you, the student organizations that gave you life and also drama, the friendly faces of our staff in the college office, the dining hall, the resource centers. Now think of everyone here who has lifted you up even a little bit so you could be here today. We are all here as a result of collective support and struggle. I am beyond honored to work with this team and with the energy and passion of Oaks students. I want to take a moment to remember one member of our Oaks College class of 2026 who couldn't be here with us today to celebrate her accomplishments. Oaks affiliate and Baskin School of Engineering student Pearl Yunshan Chavez died on January 12th of this year when, while driving to work at Santa Cruz City Hall, she was struck and killed by a drunk driver. I'd like to read this remembrance of Pearl from her parents, Pete and Lori Chavez, who are, I think, watching us today while they celebrate their daughter Chloe's graduation from Oregon State University. Pearl, they say, was bright, kind, funny, and determined young woman with big plans for her future. She was a black belt in Taekwondo and ran cross country. Pearl intended to complete her degree, continue building her career, and eventually start a family with her longtime boyfriend. Her loss has left an enormous void in the lives of everyone who knew and loved her. Although her time was far too short, we are grateful that her hard work, perseverance, and accomplishments at UCSC are being recognized. We know she was proud to be part of the Oaks College community. Knowing that UCSC wishes to recognize her academic accomplishments and include her in commencement is deeply meaningful to us. I'd like to thank our Director of Advising, Danny Rodriguez, and UCSC Registrar Chad Sanger for their advocacy on behalf of Pearl's posthumous degree recognition, and extend my condolences to her family and friends. As we confer the degrees today, I recognize Pearl Yunshan Chavez, BS in Computer Engineering, and proud member of the Oaks College class of 2026. I ask you all to please, while you're celebrating your accomplishments today, be safe. And if you drink or take substances, please let someone who is sober do the driving. Okay? As Oaks students, I know you're equipped to move through the world now with critical engagement, compassion, and grace. You'll always be a part of Oaks College, and we will continue to celebrate your accomplishments during your time here and as you go on to even greater things. I wish you strength, courage, love, and a sense of purpose to do the work you're here on this earth to do. Please join me in one last big shout out. Oaks? Oaks! Students, oh, wait a second. I have to do this part after Danny does his part. Okay.
You're coming in later. Oaks! Sorry. Just thinking about Pearl. My name is Danny Rodriguez, and I'm the Assistant Director for Colleges Advising at Oaks and Rachel Carson Colleges. The founding provost of Oaks College, J. Herman Blake, truly lived our mission and our values, and the J. Herman Blake Award reminds us of his inspiration and his legacy to the college. Throughout his career, he brought together the highest level of scholarship with the deepest commitment to service and social justice. Each year, we bestow the J. Herman Blake Award to the graduate who best exemplifies his or her passions through their service to Oaks College and UCSC, as well as through their academic achievements, which they plan to continue through a graduate or professional school. This recognition carries with it a monetary award to help defray the cost of graduate school. This year's recipient of the J. Herman Blake Award is Amber Elias. During their time at UC Santa Cruz, Amber served as a peer advisor at the Oaks and Rachel Carson College's office. Amber also volunteered at the Homeless Garden Project, which operates the Natural Bridges Farm on the west side of Santa Cruz. During her time on the farm, she participated in creating a community where all Santa Cruz residents felt like they belonged, regardless of their background or financial situation. As a student, Amber has distinguished themselves as an emerging student leader. According to their supervisor, Ramiro Flores, Amber demonstrated an unwavering commitment to supporting Oaks College students by providing guidance, fostering a welcoming and inclusive environment, and helping students navigate their academic and personal transitions. She consistently ensured that students were connected with the campus resources they needed to thrive. According to their supervisor, Diana Sarabia Briseño, Amber approaches every situation with patience and empathy. What sets her apart is that she understands that each student's journey is unique and takes time to get to know students in order to support them from where they are in their academic journey. After completing their degree in politics at UC Santa Cruz, Amber will be pursuing a master's degree in political science at UC Irvine, and they hope to use their education to give back to their community through mentorship and involvement in social justice initiatives. Amber shares that Oaks College has been a real home away from home. At Oaks, I have met so many wonderful people who advocate for social causes they care about, engage deeply with campus organizations and clubs, and who are just super insightful people to talk with. My time at Oaks has taught me that success is defined by the depth of your contributions to those around you, rather than just the attainment of a degree. They plan to continue living out the values of Oaks College as they move forward in their academic and professional journey. Amber hopes to one day run for president. Congratulations to Amber, this year's recipient of the J. Herman Blake Award.
Thank you. Students, please rise if you're able. Thank you.
We gotta walk.
Oh, we're walking before.
Let's start at the grad. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what do we do now?
Introduce the grad crossing.
Aha, okay, we're actually starting. I apologize. I got confused by the program. We're going to do the conferral after the graduates cross. So thank you all for waiting back there. Hi. We're going to begin the graduate crossing now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Francis Grace Nicoli Collins Wisniewski. Megan Russell Sampson.
Jake Henry Edwards. Sophia Natalie Bowman.
Dastan Riazati. Josephine Spivak.
Serena Monique Esparza. Jonathan Stanley Duran. Soraya Ray Cueto. Lex Angelica Aguilar.
Dom Todd Brown.
Dina Minovitsky.
Blixa Bushnev. Lucy Madison English. Amy Elizabeth Iwanaga.
Nicholas Ignacio Narzi.
Cruz Beckett Lopez. Eric James Bogren.
Noah William Rapine.
Sophia Leonor Fernandez. Kira Emmett. Valeria Hernandez Melchor. Janet Angelica Avila. Carla Arriaga Ramirez.
Alessandra Velez.
Jessica Cortez Hernandez.
Kyla Natani Murillo.
Sophie Elizabeth Clement. Kayla Berenice Cantillon.
Christopher Perez Barrera.
Faith Fletcher.
Brandon Wong.
Ryan Mason Ashen. Oswaldo Contreras Medel. Bianca Celeste Garcia. Luis Angel Bernardo.
Luis Daniel Cepeda Lopez. Osazi Sowele. Leo Medellin. Chaniel Sylvester.
Matthew Henry. Mariana Anais Gonzalez. Alyssa Corpus. Destiny Lara.
Hilda Therese Smedman. Divina Trujillo.
Lupita Sanchez. Gianna Falchini Gary. Makana Cranell.
Dominic Jacob Federico Rodriguez.
Cassidy Lamb. Jocelyn Ava Fisher.
Sunny Zangane.
Aaron Allen Sebastian Lawson. Jay Alvarado.
Megan Ariel Charlotte Talcott.
Irene He.
Nancy Jeanette Hans Andrade. Maria Serikova.
Sonia Garcia Cruz.
Lico Quintana. Liam Doyle Locktreat.
Gray Ingersoll Voice.
Forrest Rose Emilio Woodman.
Abigail Clinton.
Sofia Guadalupe Perez.
Joanna Melissa Gasca.
Zahara Bali.
Sasha Renger. Gabrielle Kelly Schoner.
Soleil Luna Fermin.
Jessica Ann Piercy. Marissa Rose Villanueva.
Evelyn Detman. Sam Clark.
Alex Melkor. Ashley Summer Rego. Tasha Samantha von Stein. Lucas Tyrrell. Ryan James McIntyre.
Madison Elizabeth Cranker.
Vinara Soria Rachji.
Susan Isabella Contreras.
Mark Malang Mindanao. Caden James McElhargy.
Harpreet Singh Bumrah. Diego Miguel Garcia Carrasco.
Jennifer Nungaray. Alejandra Perez.
Cameron Harville.
Fernando Valdivia Jimenez.
Elijah Edward Lewis. Liam Angel Hill. Emily Ann Aaron Halt. Kayla Debbia. Abigail Arlene Gonzalez.
Ken Jacob Esguerra Pespitro.
Isaiah Areola.
Sahana Nayak.
Hagen Chan. Prabhyot Singh Gill. Joshua Beck. Matthew Joseph Cobian. Renee Chen. Lindsay Castillo. Juan Carlos Cardenas. Angela Sperea. Diana Hernandez Sanchez. Melissa Gomez Perez. Jojo Ingrid Diaz.
Leo Samuel Maciel. Logan Wells.
Stefani Rodriguez Marangon Barrera.
Gaia Nelson. Madeline Grazia Samuelson.
Charmaine Marie Griffin.
Samantha Sky Spartano. Cristina Araceli Morales Cervantes. Kushi Parekh.
Haley Ruth Blavitz.
Sindhu Bhargavi Yaramala.
Max Jacob Kogan. Javier Gonzalez.
Isabel Marie Van Kampen.
Catherine Elise Holland.
Gabriella B. Nowak.
Taylor Jean Aylward. Jackie Raiden Escalin.
Michaela Alice Schenkel. Rachel Panu.
Nyla Samira Henderson. Addison Vin Hewen. Sean Duman. Daniela Benavides.
Lily Juliet Pregerson. Alexi Isis Quinteros.
Kaylin Danielle Burdine.
Jordan Lachey Smith. Cash Mejia. Maya Gabriela Payes Salas.
Juliana Alcida Flores Ojeda. Elizabeth Fable. Ernest Feltus IV. Renee Eden Barber. Leslie Valeria Lizarraga Cordova. Time Eleanor Bennett.
Alexandro Madrigal.
Ariana Lee Hoffman.
Beata Sandra Tulaczyk. Katia Misakova. Phoenix Strachan Rumball.
Justin Kim.
Kyle Palmero.
Ella Marie Lydia Horsting Stanley.
Miguel Torres.
Catherine Danielle Burkhart.
Adrian Michael Pena. Kimberly Nui. Kimberly
Areli Adilene Ceja.
Kaylee Sky Mann.
Dagny Hatch. Mari Blasio.
Kevin Yue.
Gabriela Eleodora Garcia. Thomas Jacob Lehecka. Charlotte Ray Gaffney Higby. Rahima Ayodele Fasindro.
Brianna Rojas.
Janine Cassandra Barros. Cassie Kim.
Christina Shaw. Asavari Rao.
Sahithi Adiraju. Anthony Yen Chen.
Mia Santos.
Lizette Contreras.
Stephen Jang.
Ayaan Ahmad. Jacob Anil Chaudhry.
James Thomas Ott.
Junjie Lai. Berenice Chavez Ramirez.
Jasmine Vanessa Vasquez Vasquez. Suchana Podell. Kira Jade Myers.
Edgar Alvarez.
Charin Mongina.
Bianca Esther Barrios.
Lacey Marie Poindexter. Tai Min Win. Chike Chuba Udemezue.
Hunter Reeves Gilman. Thea Braun. Elena Ayon.
Kaylee Milagro Hidalgo.
Rosario Quasitil. Kalea Rain. Ana Hovhannisyan.
Kevin Batchelor.
Griffin Svek Burdick.
Zane Bird Smith.
Swayam Shah. Matea Smith.
Elizabeth Ann Bautista.
Erica H. Skyling. Isabella Noel Rocha. Lauren Ashley Williams. Michael Charles Emil Williams.
Catherine Heck. Carlin Correa. Ari Hannon. Hayden Grace Galvin. Zaida Marie Charm Santos Dutch.
Cariel Torres.
Isabella Lourdes Halcon. Angelina Chavez Contreras. Nicholas Ferguson. Jake Davison.
Justdeep Singh Mataru. Sangam Singh Sidhu.
Raul Esparza. Nikhil Desai.
Andrew Sperling.
Chad Linka. Daniel Isaias Gutierrez. Ben Nicholas Autry. Lucas Larkin.
Corbin Wilhelm.
Jeffrey Patrick Hinkle. Luke Allen Kirstick.
Benjamin Ing.
Riley Lewis Arthur. Paris Amelia Catherine Carter.
JC Lynn Marshall.
Michelle Nicole Delgadillo. Oliver Xavier Estrada. La Jackie Lore. Max Ari. Chris Anthony Crowther. Ivan Correa. Parsa Cyrus Amiri. Jonathan Alexandru Craner.
Malia Etienne Tain Takapu.
Ashley Garcia. Sage Calderaz.
Fatima Sanchez. Jessica Yu Huang.
Travis James Ackerman. Daniela Ledesma. Cassandra Yanai Gonzalez Marine. Kimberly Jacinto.
Cynthia Oliveira Saavedra. Emilia Marengo.
Anna Boch. Boris Curiel Molina.
Blaney Marie Brent Perez. Alicia Shelderup. Miriam Demir Vengo.
Michelle Bueno.
Brianna Rosa Mejia. Santiago Emilio Reyes. Felipe Jung.
Holden Rocco Lengthy. Melissa Kathleen Bocanegra.
Audrey Colette Oberhoy.
Aryan Ahlawek. Matt Garrett Embry.
Shipeng Zhou. Josh Veger.
Bess Julietta Frierson.
Leon Ng.
Ariel Nona Anderson. Aidan Duncan.
Rohit Mandal.
Sarah Griego.
Samuel Vo. Neil Maharaj.
Caroline Elena Homans.
Yair Alejandro Flores Lujan.
Ashley Stephanie Yanez. Natalia Adelina Romo Hudgens. Rodrigo Rigo Ventura Menendez.
Karina Davila. Samantha Bonilla. Anthony Jason Luna Alas.
Morgan Grace Mulios. Walter Vance.
Edward Alexis Garcia Salada. Mary Josephine Calderon.
Abhinash Pandey. Saurav Kumar Shah.
Alaaddin Hamza Goshe,
Hannah Claire Simon,
Juan Antonio Guzman Jimenez, Elio Elutzi,
Alea Scarlett,
Janaya Jackson, Eliza Claire Ciotat Markel,
Diamond K. Moore,
Mariam Cisse, Karima Fieros,
Mo Rivers McConnell,
Ivy Marion Dubiner Swing, Brenna Hargan, Poppy Blue Chambers, William He, Whitley Wales Cameron,
Jacob Elias Weiss, Lily Elise Tukey,
Oak Emilio Girobi,
Corbin Lee Natterzad, Ozan Tepida Lenlioglu, Sahar Rostamizadeh,
Godiva Garcia,
Sarah Elizabeth Moses, Nora Rose Miller,
Stephen Giovanni Diaz, Emma Jane Hamilton Payne, Ethan Chandler Francis, Santi Goncharo,
Tony Yu,
Monica Lopez Hernandez, Jonathan Coe,
Eric Mai, Jackson Monk,
Carly Ann Fitzgerald,
Sofía Elena Pope, España. Miles Anthony Teague. Adrian Daniel Vilches. Arav Patel.
Jackson Bowie Friday. Johnny G.T. Gao. Luke Patrick Harnest. Sean Aquino.
Malcolm Seaman.
Juan Carlos Lepe.
Selena Harp. Dylan Anderson. Aisha Lemsefer.
Abigail Jade Roth. Nevaeh Brianna Villa.
Jalissa Briseno.
Giselle Castillo Delgado.
Yaeli Palma Espinoza.
Yunueth Andrea Ceja Romero. Beatrice V. Griffiths.
Lucia Esther Quiteno Cornejo.
Lourdes Bautista.
Brenner Anton Wessling.
Risa Maribela Gonzalez Castellanos.
Ivana Michelle Santos Hernandez. Miley Carell Pesarillo.
Selena Ben Akoba. Paul Fan Sheng Lee.
Madeline Rose Trujillo. Monica Santana Sandoval. Ruby Soleil Rootman.
Emilio Giamanco. Andrew Ramon Diego Gonzalez. Mason Alexander Grigas.
Lucy Angeline Kiska.
Zoe Noel Duffner.
Ayana Daisy Marquez. Roxana Mosini. Donovan Taylor O'Shea.
Luke Kalen Gerard Cartwright. Isaac Lilly.
Melody Swartz.
Emma James. Cameron Rose Gonzalez.
Catherine Wynn.
Diana Castro. Samantha Marilee Cabrales. Shannon Wells Crowther.
Max Rode.
Carissa Lauren Elise Lepe.
Avril D. Rayo. William Zhang.
Brielle LaPlante.
Amber Sky Elias.
Emma Corinne Garcia.
Byron Ramses Pina Romero. Jace Zen Waterman.
Jackson L. Gross.
Ashley Clemente.
Hannah Hotz.
Janine Margarita Vallejo.
Yasmin Chavelas Castillo.
Guadalupe Torreblanca Castillo.
Blanca Leon Lopez.
Anna T. Banker Mayotel. Brisa Guadalupe Villegas Marquez. Stephanie Tobon.
Lucy Herrera Reyes. Cynthia Andrade Alvarez.
Patty Ann Matzy. Brianna Russell. Ruby Alexa Maciel.
Jocelyn John.
Natalie Beth Parker Blount.
Amelia Luz Delso.
Maddie Marie Wilson.
Lauren Eversole. Danielle Chaplin.
Job Matthew Stout. Miguel Zavala.
Okay, now, students, please rise if you're able. Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the University of California Regents, the UC President, and UC Santa Cruz Chancellor Cindy LaRive, I now confer upon you, the Bachelor of Arts, Sciences, or Music as appropriate, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left, signifying the conferral of your degree. Graduates, you accomplished much in your time at UC Santa Cruz, and I know that great things lie ahead for you. You leave us now as Santa Cruz alumni. We hope that you will keep in touch. Congratulations to the Oaks College class of 2026.